Hey everyone, today I thought we'd take a brief look over and share some thoughts on a recent optic I acquired from Patrol Base here in the UK. Although I do believe this particular optic is also available online from other outlets. This is the Theta Optics dual optics set. It's a loose clone, I suppose you'd call it, of the Leupold design, or the Leupold D-Evo design, which stands for Dual Enhanced View Optic. And the basic idea behind it is that you, in a sense, have a dual optic as you would traditionally find, but without the need to have a flip to side magnifier or anything like that. You fundamentally have your red dot up at the front and a magnified sight which runs through this Z prism down below, or just in behind, I suppose. I say down below because the idea springs from the fact that with your eye roughly here, you would be able to simply switch your eye line between the red dot and the magnified sight and not actually have to adjust anything, as I say, in terms of flipping out a magnified sight or anything like that. Which, in a sense, would give you the performance of both. So, does it work? Well, I'm sure the Leupold one works exceedingly well for the price. This Theta Optics version, I'd have to say, yes, it does work. It does what it says on the tin. Is it as simple as they advertise? Well, first of all, let's take a look at what they do advertise. So the spiel is this design lets you move between your red dot and 6 times magnification by simply shifting your eye line, not your head. Now you can quickly move between close quarter shots and mid-range shots with deadly speed and accuracy. Whether your target materializes at 20 yards or 200 yards, you'll be ready to engage. It's not magic, it's the future of carbine optics. So, is it as simple as they claim? On the whole, once you've bedded in, got some muscle memory to a degree, then yes, potentially. My one complaint with this system is the eye relief on the magnified optic. It's not as good as I generally hope it would be. Because the idea is that you would have your eye line roughly back here, and be able to just sort of progressively look up and down to shift your optical view. I would hope the eye relief on this section would be really good. However, it's not as good as I predict the Leupold would be, and thus you find yourself being pulled towards the optic to get it to work in the manner described. This presents some issues, but again, once you've got used to it, once you've got that muscle memory, you know where you're pulling your rifle up to, you know where it's going to shoulder, you know roughly where your cheek is going to fall, it does become a bit more instinctive. So, with that in mind, I would definitely say, if you get this optic, find the rifle you're going to put it on, choose wisely, set it up and leave it there. This is not something to be switched between different guns for different game days, because I just don't see it working as fluidly as you'd like. The other problem with this optic, and there's not many problems, it does generally work, I'll put that caveat in. It's a good optic, and yes, this is a very clear and precise red dot, and this is a fully functional magnified sight and works very well. That being said, like I say, there is a problem. It's not a huge issue. It actually comes in the setup of the optic, the initial setup, which is obviously you have your red dot and you have this optic which is offset because of the way it's designed. So you're presented almost with 2 lines of images, if you imagine. The way they get around this and to bring this image in line with the red dot is to actually provide you with what is almost like a fisheye lens down here. and this fisheye lens screws in externally, and you can obviously alter it by twisting this, and it alters the fisheye around it in a circular motion. It's slightly offset. So if I was to turn it this way, it would almost end up making the optic look down. Turn it through another 90 degrees, it's almost going to make the optic look out. So you have to set it up precisely for the height of the optic in relation to your barrel and all the rest of it. And you keep turning it until these two roughly line up. Then you have the usual sort of ability to really dial it in with the adjustment screws here and here. Same with this one in terms of its initial adjustment to set it up for your gun. As I say, it's not a huge issue, it's just a bit of a pain in the ass. It's going to take you a lot longer to really dial this in than it would be just to sling a standard red dot and a magnifier on. So again, we go back to that caveat of if this is an optic for you and something you think you really enjoy. It does look a bit space age, I got to admit. I like it. I like the aesthetics of it. I like the way it performs once it's set up. If this is for you, find a gun. In my case, it's my CZ Bren. Find the gun you like it on, set it up specifically for that gun, and leave it there. And it will perform exactly as you want it to in the long run. Again, it's worth noting, you do, once you've got this dialed in, this outer ring here, which you may be able to see, tightens up. Get it really tight. It's something that can come loose fairly easily. You know, I can't do it with my fingertips, but it is possible in game days that it would come slightly undone. If you're not done up properly in the first place, then you're going to have an optic that isn't performing to your standards. So yeah, that's the caveat. That's the rundown of this particular optic. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope it's of some use to you. If it is, please leave a like and subscribe if possible, would be brilliant. Thank you very much for your time.